Welcome back everybody, welcome back to 2014. First of all, just like to say on behalf of the team at Elders and myself, all the best for 2014, hope you put it in well and you didn't do what I did and give myself acid reflux from drinking too much before it even got to New Year's. But anyway, got through it alright, watched a few movies and had a quiet one. Okay, straight into it. We've had some pretty big yardings around the place this week, and I'm sure you'd like to know what's going on in terms of the market with the dry conditions and difficult season and whatnot. What happened, we had cattle sale on Monday, the first one back for 2014, about 706 cattle yarded all up, in what was not a bad quality yarding to be honest. There was a fair few store cattle scattered throughout, but also a lot of good quality killable cows, steers and vealers to go with it as well, which was good to see. And as a result, your better quality cattle still made good money, okay. Cows, we saw good quality killable cows averaging about 135 cents a kilo, topped at 146, so similar money to the last 2 or 3 sales last year, which is good to see. Heavy kill steers up to about 182, 85 in places. With feeder steers, your 400 to 500 kilo good quality feeders, making very similar money, 180 cents a kilo was about to go. While your lightweight trade steers got to 190, would average about 180, 82, which is good to see. But your store cattle were difficult going all the way through. So real store steers and heifers, you're looking at probably 80 cents to $1.10 all the way through the sale. And that's just a result of reduced restock competition and meatworks and feedlotters having to handle cattle lighter than what they'd normally like to handle. The same thing, we saw similar values over at Inverell. And similar values at Armidale as well for the same descriptions of cattle. So in terms of your good quality kill cattle, it's pretty stable, and we're going to see that continue because in my opinion I don't think there's going to be the numbers of good fat cattle around ready to go. On Tuesday, about 5,000 head of sheep yarded, 2,200 lambs and about 2,800 sheep. So big numbers for here. We haven't had that sort of numbers of sheep in a long time, and that's primarily due to the dry conditions and a couple of weeks break. It's good to see a good lot of lambs coming through and some real well finished heavy trade lambs coming through the market as well. So that's great to see. Plenty of mutton, and the job held up pretty good overall. Your best lambs for your 50 plus kilo lambs, anywhere from $105 to $125 for the tops. And those real top lambs, about 53, 55 kilos, making $120, $25. That's where that job is. For your lightweights, your next weight category down, we're not really light, 45 to 50 kilos, 85 to $112, $115, which is good to see. So once again, pretty similar to the end of 2013. Mutton went quite well despite the large numbers of mutton that we saw, with merino wethers getting up to $52. But they were for some good heavy wethers too, with plenty of grip, plenty of handle on them. Your lighter weight wethers, 18 to 20 odd kilos, look, you're going from $36 to $45, depending on the skin and the quality of the animal. So that's where the mutton job's at for your wethers. Merino ewes, very similar. There was a real standout penny ewe sold for $60, which was great. Big heavy ewes. Most of the run of ewes selling between that $35, $45, $48, $50 for some, for probably your next category down. So that was great to see. Light ewes, if they haven't got much of a skin on them, weren't making much money. $12 to $15 for those short skin ones. But better condition ewes up to sort of $30, $32, so that was great. While in your crossbreds, some big heavy crossbred ewes, doesn't say the weight here for me unfortunately, but they were heavy, $66, so that was really good to see. And that once again continued pretty much the same in Inverell, Guyra and Armidale, but huge numbers of sheep. We looked at, we had nearly 5,000 here. There was over 6,000 in Guyra and another 5,500 in Armidale, I believe. So basically, for the job to hold up under those numbers, it seems pretty solid in my opinion. Now the other thing to talk about, once again, I'm back on Auctions Plus. Well, Jeffrey is anyway. He's got more steers and more heifers going up on Auctions Plus. The details will be out, and there'll be some photos on. The next thing, feeder steers. You're probably thinking it's a little bit difficult at the moment with the way the prices are, but there's still some great rates out there, okay? I'm looking for 320 to 380 kilo British feeder steers pretty much all the time. And they're still around that $1.80 to $1.90 for the right cattle floating around, weighed at various locations, so please give me a call if you have any or if you know of any, because the money's still there for the right cattle to do that job. Also your heavyweight feeders, the 420s to 500 kilo fellas, You're sort of looking for your black steers around that $1.95 to $2 in places. $2 definitely for EU black steers. And then for your British breds, you're looking at 85 to 90. So the money's still okay for the good quality feeders, and that's simply due to the fact that there's not the numbers of those heavy finished cattle around. There's a big opportunity, I believe, to buy some light calves. If you have got a bit of feed spare, which I know is pretty hard to find at the moment, feed and water, but if you can find some feed, might be an idea to put away some light calves and do a job on them for a bit later on in the year, because it will rain again. Anyway, that's about it for this week's market report, and I'll keep you up to date with what goes on in the near future. Hopefully it'll be wet by the time I do the next one.